Hey there, Cryptid family. If you enjoy the chills, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you're new, and hit that notification bell if you're not afraid of the whispers.
I moved through the ruins of the old suburban neighborhood, my boots crunching against shattered glass and sun-bleached bones. The world had rotted long ago, yet here I was, still clinging to life, still pretending it mattered. Sonny was ahead of me, scanning the street with his rifle, his posture loose but alert. He had survived this long for a reason. "Something's off," Sonny muttered, stopping at the edge of a cul-de-sac. The houses stood like hollowed-out corpses, their insides long since picked clean. Most had collapsed in on themselves, scorched by time, but one stood intact at the far end of the street. A two-story house with an open door, like a mouth frozen mid-scream. I adjusted my grip on my shotgun. "You want to check it out?" Sonny exhaled, eyes locked on the doorway. Could be supplies. Could be worse. Could be worse. That was the truth of it. But food was running low, and every risk had to be measured against starvation. We moved in silence, stepping through the threshold and into the dark. The air inside was stagnant, thick with the scent of mildew and something else, something metallic. The hallway stretched out before us, doors lining the walls like gaping wounds. A child's toy, a plastic truck missing one wheel, lay overturned in the dust. Sonny crouched, brushing his fingers over a bloodstain smeared along the floor. It was old, faded to a brownish hue, but the sight of it set my teeth on edge. "We make this quick," I whispered. We worked our way through the lower floor, clearing each room with precision. The kitchen was a wreck, long-abandoned plates fused with mold and rot. The pantry had been raided, but I found a single can of beans shoved against the back of a shelf. I pocketed it. Every bite mattered. "Upstairs," Sonny whispered. The staircase groaned beneath our weight, each step an accusation. The second floor was darker, the windows boarded up from the inside. The walls were lined with peeling wallpaper, faded images of cartoon animals frozen in time. Sonny stopped in front of a door at the end of the hall. "See that?" he whispered. The door was closed. That alone wasn't unusual. But the doorknob, pristine silver, free of dust and grime, stood out like a wound that refused to scar. Someone had touched it recently. My pulse quickened. "Maybe someone's inside," I said. Sonny's jaw tightened. Or something. We stood there, listening, but the house remained silent. The kind of silence that stretched, that weighed on your lungs, that made your instincts scream. Sonny reached for the doorknob. I grabbed his wrist. "We don't need to open it." His expression hardened. What if there's food, medicine? What if there's something else, I wanted to say. But we had both learned long ago that fear couldn't dictate survival. I let go. Sonny took a breath, squared his shoulders, and twisted the knob. The door creaked open, revealing a room bathed in shadows. A bed sat against the far wall, its sheets disturbingly clean. A wardrobe stood to the left, its doors slightly ajar. The air was wrong in here. It pressed against my skin like damp cloth. Sonny took a step inside. I hesitated. Then, somewhere behind us, the floorboards groaned. We turned as one, weapons raised, but the hallway was empty. I could feel it then. Something unseen shifting in the walls, pressing against the edges of my vision. A wrongness waiting. Sonny exhaled sharply. "Let's finish up and—" A noise, a whisper of movement, from behind the wardrobe. We weren't alone. A sound slithered out from behind the wardrobe. Not a growl, not a moan, something worse. A whisper, like dry leaves scraping against pavement. Too faint to catch the words, but carrying the unmistakable weight of speech. Sonny stiffened. His rifle was already raised, but hesitation flickered in his eyes. "We should leave," I whispered. The wardrobe shifted. The air in the room dropped a few degrees. A dry click echoed from inside, like bones snapping back into place. Sonny aimed. "Come out, now!" No response. I gritted my teeth. "I don't think—" The doors burst open. A shape lunged forward, faster than it should have been. I only caught glimpses. Pale, sunken flesh stretched too tight, limbs bending at jagged angles, eyes sunk in pits of black. It moved wrong, not like a living thing, but like something learning to move. adjusting its body to the idea of motion. Sunny fired. The shot ripped through its shoulder, but the thing barely reacted. Instead, it twisted, its head snapping sideways in a way that should have shattered its spine, and looked at us. The whispering grew louder. It rushed Sunny, and he barely managed to shove the rifle between them. The creature crawled up the barrel, jerking unnaturally, one bony hand wrapping around Sunny's throat. I didn't think. I fired. The shotgun blast caught the thing in the ribs, ripping a hole clean through. It let out a noise, not a scream, not a roar, just a hollow exhale before it crumpled to the ground, limbs twitching. Sunny staggered back, panting. What the hell was... The whispering didn't stop. It came from the wardrobe, from the walls, from inside the house. My stomach twisted. We need to go, now. Sunny wasn't listening. He knelt beside the thing, his fingers trembling as he reached out, almost like he recognized it. Sunny. The creature's arm shot up. Its fingers latched onto his wrist. It wasn't dead. It had never been alive to begin with. Sunny yelled, wrenching away as I fired again. The second blast took its head clean off. The whispering shattered into silence. For a moment, neither of us moved. Then, somewhere downstairs, the front door creaked. We weren't alone, not even close. Sunny was already pulling me toward the hallway. We move fast, we don't look back, and we get the hell out of here. I nodded, gripping my shotgun tight. We took the stairs 2 at a time, our boots hammering against rotted wood. Shadows shifted in the corners of my vision, flickering at the edges of the house like something was waiting for us to make a mistake. We hit the ground floor. The front door was open, wide open, and something was standing just beyond the threshold. It wasn't human. And it was waiting. The door stood open, revealing nothing but the night beyond. Sunny raised his rifle, his breathing even, steady. We go fast. I nodded, tightening my grip on the shotgun. We stepped forward. The house groaned around us, but nothing moved. Nothing whispered. The thing we'd shot upstairs lay crumpled, unmoving. The wind whistled through shattered windows. The world was still. Sunny took the lead, moving for the open doorway. I stayed a step behind, sweeping the room, making sure nothing shifted in the shadows. We were almost there. The threshold was only a few feet away. A hand, gray, elongated, wrong, shot out from behind the door frame and latched onto Sunny's collar. He barely had time to gasp before he was yanked inside. The door slammed shut. I staggered back, my breath catching in my throat. No screams, no struggle. Then came the sound. Wet, ripping, tearing, crunch. Blood seeped from beneath the door. Thick, dark, pooling, fast. I took a step forward, my legs moving on instinct. Sunny? A guttural chew was my only answer. I turned and ran. I didn't stop. Not when I heard the slow, deliberate steps behind me. Not when the door creaked open again. Not when the whispering started once more, this time with my name in it. I didn't stop until I reached the wall, panting, hands shaking as I fumbled for a piece of chalk. I pressed it against the cold stone. Always check behind closed doors. You never know what's lurking behind them.